number one goal of any meeting is to start on time and end on time.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's call the order right now. I've called Cindy, so we're going to call the rest of the meeting to order. So let's just go right down the line on the
Call to order 621.
Yes.
I'll start, like I said, just go down the agenda. Just go over real quick the IRS status. We are in the process. Theron is helping me go through the process of filling out the 1023. The biggest challenge on that is that we have to go through the financials and identify all the incoming and expenses all the way back to the beginning. So that hasn't been necessarily always documented real well, which we're going to get much better at it, but we'll all back into it. We'll figure it out. We'll get it all done. That is actually also pertains to new business number 6. I don't know if you want to jump over to that or we can come back to it. That is going to cost $700 to file that. And I need approval from the club to file and pay that.
$700 or $850?
It's one of the two.
Oh.
It's not $850. It's either 7 or 8.
And that's a one-time
Do
fee.
you have it? Oh, he's got the. Yeah, it's a one-time fee.
It's $850 if you make over $10,000 a year for over a 4-year period.
I don't think we do.
Or $400 for organizations whose gross receipts do not exceed $10,000 less annually over a 4-year period. So basically, if we make more than 10,000, it goes to like $850.
So that'll all shake out. We do have an average balance at some points around 10,000, but that's accumulative. So I don't know how it's going to shake out in gross revenue in a calendar period. So can I get the approval for 850 or 400, whichever it ends up to be? Yes.
Yes.
All. Okay. Six. Second is I just did a little recap of our Meet the Coaches meeting and try to catch the highlights of what Victor said. If you guys have any questions on that.
Yes.
Did I misquote you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you didn't misquote me. On D,
Yes?
it cannot be practice. It has to be camp.
Oh, camp.
Because if somebody from the other side calls it, catches it, and it's practicing, legally we can't be practicing right now.
While another sport is going on or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a camp.
So our camp has started. It started on August 27th and it'll go through.
All the way to the next summer.
Okay.
We camp for a long time. Is that a year-round deal then?
Yes.
We have a year-round camp. We can't call it practice during the season.
During the season, we can call it practice. Once the season starts, we can call it practice. But right now.
So when does season start?
Right after football. Right after football. November. Well, when they start playoffs.
Usually right at
the first week of
no, it's usually right at the shootout. Whenever the shootout is, it's like 2 weeks before that. It's like I think it's like it is like the third week of November.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know and I'll just document it as such. New business. Previous meeting minutes. We didn't actually have an official meeting last month because we were on break, so we don't have that. I do have a treasurer's report. Our current balance is $8,024.11. The deposits and checks are listed out individually. If anybody has a question on any of those, I can determine and tell you what they were for. Victor, it's time for you to get the student group together and create that PO. We've talked about this several times. A group of students needs to get together and approve the expenses that the ASB account will be used for the 2012-13 season. And what they do is they determine general amounts that will go to different vendors, and then the approximately $2,500 balance in the ASB account, which is a separate school account, can be used for those expenses. I've listed some just as a starting point based on past expenses that would qualify to be used from the ASB account, and those are just kind of to give Victor a start. And I have some previous bills that pertain and match up to those amounts, just as a reference.
So calendar and the scales is $200 each
Total.
total?
Yeah, I have that
Were
previous.
they calibrated last year?
Yes. I believe we calibrate them every
Every
year.
year? Do they have to be?
They have to be calibrated every year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Does
Moving
anybody
on,
else-
any questions so far?
Does anybody else have access to our skills?
No.
Okay.
Just read it.
Number 4 under new business, I need club approval to pay our annual liability. I got disability on the brain, sorry guys. Some of us need that too. Liability insurance is due, actually it expires next week, so we gotta have it. It's $362
See how much it is.
and it's an annual.
That's good.
Okay, can I get approval on that? Second?
Second.
Third.
Okay. I also received an invoice for, several invoices totaling $152.63. Those are for our use of food services last year at the various events that we did the cinnamon rolls and the containers that they provided. So we need to pay food services for those. It was actually 3 different events.
So these are from last year's bills?
Yes. One was $72, one was $47, and one was $33. And those were the 3 events that we did the cinnamon rolls for at the high school football games, once the snow cones became kind of not relevant, once it got colder. And on each of those, I would say we made between $300 and $500. So the expense is not, too much compared to what we made. So $152.63?
We have to pay it.
Yeah.
Second.
Approval? Okay, and number 6, you guys are already approved either a 400 or an 850,
Whatever it needs to be.
whatever it needs to
Second,
be. We'll
yes.
work real hard to get it to the 400, of course, but it's going to be what it is. Number 7, we had discussed. I don't think Cindy's going to join us. She's at a funeral. We discussed trying to bring some attention to the junior high and checking schedules to see if any of the junior high duels within the district schools, now 3 junior highs, coincides with one of our home dual meets so that we can kind of showcase it and have it here. And actually it works out kind of good. 2 of the duels between 3 of the schools work with our schedule, which will actually allow each school to be here at least once. So those dates are 11/28, and that is Glacier Point versus Rio. And on that day, we have a scrimmage scheduled here.
No. And
I stand corrected.
my mess up, we are going to Madeira.
Okay.
It's at Madeira.
Okay.
11/28.
Yeah, it's at Madeira. Their ride situation, and I agreed for us to go over there, and they come to us the following year.
Okay. So then that leaves on January 16th, Rio versus LCAP, and on that night we have a home duel versus Clovis High. The other junior high date on the schedule is LCAP versus Glacier. That's on January 23rd, but we have a duel at Clovis North, so that one doesn't work.
So we want to know what
So do we want to do that? Is it unfair to not have Glacier get a night over here? We could invite them anyway. What would you like to do on that?
We just call it more of a spirit night, so they can all come instead of, because I don't want any of those new coaches to get the feeling hurt if we don't call them.
Right.
If we don't, you know, unfortunately, it wouldn't work that good if that scrimmage would have worked out. He just called me last week and says, if it's possible, could we switch it to their house? And I agreed to.
Okay. Well, what about, since it is two of our schools, Glacier Point versus Rio, any chance we could change their duel to fit something of ours? I know that's starting to get complicated.
You probably have to work with transportation and the ADs at the schools.
Right.
Because usually the sports travel together, like volleyball and dog go away together.
No, we're wrestling will go away by itself. It's not like it close.
No, but you're right that when like volleyball and whatever two sports are playing usually do take like share buses, but not wrestling.
Not in wrestling.
Okay.
Non-wrestling, yeah.
We didn't.
We
It's
took
kind
our
of a
own.
waste of a bus. We only had 6 kids on the team last year.
Well, let's hope we change that first.
I can see, and maybe we can get the athletic directors, and maybe we can,
Work
but
with
it would be hard. And the other thing that I'm thinking that it might come into, you know, Clovis, you know, we have Clovis that day. With Clovis mine, if we start a little later, sometimes,
Right.
you know, they have 20 weight classes.
Right.
So would they be willing, the junior highs be willing to start earlier instead of, but then we're talking, some of the parents are still at work. I mean, it's a good idea, I like it, but I just don't know if it would actually work out.
Okay.
But we can, I can call the athletic directors tomorrow and give you an answer by that tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll table this one and see if it works out. If not, we can go back to, we always have a spirit night. One of our home duels
You know, like the last one.
is
So like the senior night or something.
no, we need, well,
Victor,
We-
could
we-
you go 2 mats? The JV and the middle school at the same time? That way you're not gonna push the time constraints. You know, I understand you don't want the varsity guys starting too late because of 2 mats in front of them. But if you, I mean, that gym's big enough, if you had 2 mats going at one time,
We can do 2 mats.
2 mass win.
before the varsity match, I understand there's logistical trying to find, you know, the schools that are gonna wrestle, but if you're gonna have the junior highs wrestle, have them wrestle at the same time as the JVs.
so it can
Just on
still
2
start
separate
at
mats,
5,
just
5:30.
like a duels tournament, yeah, they're gonna start at 5:30, gives the parents time to get there, gives more people in the stands, the junior high kids are gonna watch the junior high kids,
Right.
JVs are gonna watch the JVs, get rid of the 1 mat, and get ready for the varsity.
Varsity is not gonna be.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't
We-
fix that they don't get a chance.
So, unless we could set up like a 3-way duel, where all 3 schools are here, we have 2 mats out, or 1 mat
We
out.
do just a
2
special
teams
event
wrestle,
for
1
those
is out.
3?
You could have them under the lights at least. Give them all, give each
That's not a bad
team
idea.
a chance to wrestle under the
Well,
lights.
we also gotta remember that the Grizz is also now a junior high tournament.
Yes.
Right.
And with that being said, I kinda ticked off Kazner because they have their shootout
On that same day?
on that same day.
Depending, they have new head coaches.
No, it's on the same day. So they're a little bit upset because we're not going. What I told them, I said, look, we gotta make some kind of money. It's one of our main fundraisers, so that's the end of it. But what we can try to do is send you an all-star team. You know, which we can pick from all 3 junior highs and send them one all-star team, depending on how many kids register for our tournament. If not that many register for our tournament, then I want to keep our kids to be here at our tournament.
Okay.
So with that being said, they will be under the spotlight here at Central, all 3 of them, somehow, being with the Grizz.
Okay. So that brings up a good point that we need to decide which duel we want to, like you said, the senior night is usually our last home duel. I don't have my schedule.
And you don't want to do the spirit night necessarily that same night because it'll take up a lot of time.
Did we do it the same night last time, or are they 2 different duels?
If you guys did it the same night, I would like it to be 2 different duels, so we can actually hype up 2 different.
Exactly, get people here for more than one. Okay, so and we have how many home duels this year?
3.
3? Okay, so can you look at the schedule and pick one for Spirit Night, and then we'll get that information out to the junior highs and elementaries? We could even do it like football does it, and do it half of the schools one duel and half of the schools the next duel, and then we hype all 3 of our home duels.
That's fine. That's fine. We have 3 home matches.
To interject on the elementary, don't forget their elementary season is over December 10th. Districts are December 10th now. So the earliest duel you can have to try to get the elementary kids involved, because once their season's over, they're going to be in the room.
And does the high school get the elementary league?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's a good place to make money too.
Yeah, and we need to know, speaking of that, as soon as possible when that's scheduled for, because last time they scheduled it when all of our wrestlers were
December
off
10th,
somewhere.
December 10th is the elementary districts here.
So a week after the Grizz.
Saturday the 10th.
And so I'm sure we're
So,
wrestling
a
somewhere.
week right after the Grizz. You know what? I gotta schedule my truck about that.
I'm sure we're wrestling somewhere that's right in the middle of it.
I got a schedule in my truck.
So that's good, thank you, that gets that on our schedule too, because we're gonna have to staff up for that.
Yeah, because if it was, if you waited for the Spirit Night in January, half the elementary kids are going to be playing basketball or baseball or
Right.
soccer or whatever, so.
December 10th is district?
I think, it's the second Saturday in December.
So the
So that's gonna be the 14th.
No, the 8th.
What month are we in?
December.
December.
December 2012.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Eight.
Just making sure.
2014.
It may fall on the 10th.
Let's get out of the 80s.
It's the
okay?
second Saturday in December.
Let me use my triangles on this one.
So it's December 8th.
Second Saturday, yeah, so that'd be the 8th.
Now, their league tournament is a week before that then, right? So their league will be during the Grizz?
No, that's the district's final tournament, the league tournament.
So they don't have like a league
No.
in the district?
No, they just have the individual district tournament, that's it, one day
Okay.
marathon. JV and varsity, it's a sight to behold.
Sounds awesome.
So we also should get on this schedule when the junior high
And is that here too?
CBAL
Yes.
is.
So we're gonna have like 2 tournaments back to back, gotta set up nets for 2 tournaments and everything?
Yep.
Great. I'm backwards.
Just thinking about it.
Well, the worst thing is you gotta go from varsity size mats to elementary mats the next week.
So we just need to find a way to
But-
have the mats here.
The Grizz also,
District does it.
We're not allowed to use it.
the district does it, but the good thing is the Grizz, if everything still goes, it was supposed to be an elementary duels on Sunday, correct? Are they still
Right.
going with that? So the mats will be here.
Right.
But where are they gonna be stored in the meantime? Because basketball's gonna be
For the whole
practicing, and we gotta practice in our room.
They'll have to go back and come back
Outside?
again.
From the hallway that,
Outside the center.
Come outside, it's all.
They're complaining that our wrestlers standing in the hallway right now. More or less mats.
They'll
I
have to
mean,
move
it's
them twice.
doable, it's doable, yeah. It's not our problem.
True. Oh, did you run?
Yeah, can't you hear?
Okay. Where are we wrestling on 12/8?
Lower.
Chancey.
Friday and Saturday.
12/8.
Yeah, and that Thursday is JVs at Madera South. The Friday and Saturday are, it's a big tournament in Madera South. So we,
December 7th and 8th.
yeah, but
That's
the
a
JV,
varsity.
but the JV guys are gonna be back. They wrestle
For the
Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then Friday, I'm almost
So,
positive. That's how they
for
set it up.
elementary districts, we'll have our
Our JV guys here.
JV and second varsity. Or,
Yeah, depending on what kids we take to the main tournament.
well, and then also by Saturday, we'll, knock on wood, have whoever is
Nobody.
not
We'll have
still in
nobody.
it.
We'll all
That's
be
right,
fine.
right?
Now you're talking to what, man, the snack bar or whatever?
Just help table.
Tables.
Well, tables, see, during the elementary district, all schools are required to.
Oh, they
to
say
bring
that.
everything.
Yeah, but,
They send out assignments, and they call out, you gotta have.
yeah, but
Plus gotta have-
the only reason that they had to do that and why it was a little more on them was because they scheduled it last year during a time when none of our wrestlers were available.
That's fine,
But
but I mean,
Jay
it worked
got a
good,
lot of-
and if you,
Flack for it, even though it wasn't his fault.
it wasn't his fault, I think the precedent has been set. I mean, I think the schools should
Right.
supply the parents to run those tables anyway. You know, you got a couple of hundred people here watching, you know.
Does anybody have,
No. He asked me a question, are we gonna allow kids to run tables for districts? I say no because it gets pretty intense. You know, there's some parents, if there's a bad call or whatever, I don't want the kid to take the heat for making a mistake or whatever. They're just gonna be kids. And I don't want that kid, or maybe even a high school kid, to take the heat for making a mistake. Now, if a coach or another parent who's knowledgeable of wrestling, yeah, they can do the tables. But I don't want kids doing the tables at districts. What I can do is tell the umbrella and that we need, you know, teachers, parents, need teachers to come and help out for, you know.
well,
That's what.
what he said,
Well, Gary was really
leave
good
it
at,
like it was.
They already assigned.
Yeah, they're required to come.
yeah, Gary does that at the seating meeting. He tells every coach, you
Yeah,
you gotta have
they're
parents, you're assigned these two tables from 10 o'clock to 11:30, they're your responsibility, you need, and then it goes on the coach. You know, and if the coach can't come up with 6 parents, he's gotta go start getting in the stands and digging for people to
Okay.
fill those seats. And it worked fine last year, I don't think there was any issues as far as blank tables, you know, and it encourages more participation. I think more parents need to get down on those tables and see actually what's going on instead of
Right.
sitting in the rafters and watching.
And I like the parents being there instead of the kids. So
Yeah.
if anybody's gonna take the heat, it's to be the parent.
Right.
You know, and it's okay to make a mistake, but you're gonna take the heat over it.
Okay, so expect that not to change, Coach?
I wouldn't.
Okay, does anyone have anything that they want to bring up?
I do.
Okay,
Do you have any idea when does elementary, we're still debating on when elementary season starts? Because we are thinking of starting elementary junior high camp after evenings, going to Team G, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I believe Monday, October 24th, I don't know if it's the
Okay.
24th. That's the first start of elementary wrestling season, right around the 24th, first Monday around there.
October 22nd.
It's the Monday after winter break.
Winter break? No, because
Yeah, because you guys always have the winter camp.
It
it's
changed.
changed. The football championship is the 20th, I think, Saturday the 20th. Football season starts the 22nd.
So we can start a camp the beginning of October, right? long as it's a camp.
You know, I want to start it as soon as possible.
Okay.
Within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The more kids we get involved, and it's going to be probably, so we're talking probably about,
6 to 8?
yeah, somewhere like 6 to 8. So parents can get off of work, be able to bring kids here.
Maybe here?
Here?
Right now, Team G is not going at all, right?
No. Well, yes. It's the campus Team G.
Right.
We're-
But I mean, right now, there's no team.
That's Team G.
Yeah.
There are kids wrestling right now.
Our kids are Team G.
Because it's not practice.
Wait, wait.
Okay. All right.
Do we have a camp after the wrestling?
You're confusing me with your
after the wrestling practice? Is that
clarification.
what you're saying?
I'm sorry?
So the high school kids, after wrestling practice is over, is there a camp after that?
No.
No. We want to start
You
one.
wanna start-
I want to start one for the little kids.
Okay.
Elementary through 8th grade.
Tuesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Thursday.
6 to 8?
6 to 8.
What he was saying is that the wrestling practice that the kids are doing right now, our sons, is under Team G.
It is,
Yeah,
because it's not supposed to be wrestling.
it's right.
Okay.
No, it's supposed to be wrestling, it's just not wrestling practice.
Yeah.
All right.
Semantics.
Yeah. Okay, 6 to 8, Tuesday, Thursday, and where are we right now? We're on the 13th. When do you want to start it? How do you want to get the news out? What do you want to do?
Well, I was going to email all the ADs from junior high down. With that, if we email the ADs at the elementary and junior high, would that get the word around?
I
Or
would
do we need
email the
flyers?
principals,
The principals.
because I just found out, I'm gonna take over Soroyan this year, the elementary program.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duani called me the other day, and asked me if I wanted to take over Soroyan, so that's
Do you have
one.
enough, you were at River Bluff,
I was at
right?
River Bluff the last 5 years, yeah, so
You have
Joe's
it?
still at River Bluff, so now I'll take over as head coach at Soroyan, so that's one less we gotta worry about. But Soroyan does not have an AD. They don't have an acting AD right now, so
Who's doing it? Somebody's got
the
it.
principal, the principal is, so I would send the email to the top, and then if they have ADs, they'll trickle it down to their ADs and get it out to everybody who needs to get it.
Okay. Would flyers also help or just
Yes.
the emails? Flyers
Well,
will help.
flyers definitely help. I mean, just a generic something like this that you could throw up,
Okay.
you know.
Did I hear him just volunteer to do that?
What, put up flyers? I'll put them up in River Bluff and Soroyan.
Okay.
That takes care of 2 schools.
Yeah, right? And tell me again when you want to start it? 17th or 24th?
To be on the safe side.
Okay.
I think what's gonna happen is once this camp starts, the word's gonna get out, and then you
Right.
yeah.
But their season
Did you
starts.
say it starts the 24th, the season?
So we're gonna-
Of
No,
October.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't start it then.
We can't.
Right?
That's their season. That's the weekend. The first.
No, the wrestling season starts,
October 24th.
Yes. And it ends
no,
December 8th.
October 22nd.
Yeah, but
Monday, October 22nd.
Right.
We're talking about the camp being September 24th.
During football season.
Yeah.
The camp, Tuesday, Thursday nights, until the season starts, until October 22nd.
2 days a week.
And then we'll stop in the season.
Then it'll go to their own schools
And
practice.
schools have regular practice right after school.
So you want like a preseason camp?
Yes.
So we're gonna start on the 25th, which is
2 days a week.
Tuesday, Thursday.
What time?
Tuesday, Thursday from 6 to 8.
You're gonna target the kids that aren't playing football that are wrestling.
Are ready to wrestle.
Hopefully you get a few
That are
football
playing
players
football.
that are gonna go
here for 6 hours that night. For
But-
2 days a week.
Look, we have different coaches that we can.
Oh, I know.
That'll come in.
We have different coaches. Okay, me and you will do Tuesday, Thursday. I mean Tuesday, and then we can do